Hi everyone, today I want to teach you how to factorize quadratics and how to solve a quadratic equation and factorize it. By factorizing, sorry. Okay, so you cannot factorize every quadratic equation, but you need to check first if you could factorize it because that is the simplest way to solve a quadratic equation. So, all of these examples I have for you here, you're able to factorize. I'm going to start with a very simple one, all positive, quadratic. And then I'm going to move on to one with negative numbers. I will also show you how to solve a quadratic equation using the formula for the difference of two squares. And I'm also going to show you how to factorize quadratics when there is a coefficient in front of x squared and when there are negative numbers and a coefficient in front of x squared. Okay, let's start. So the very first basic example, x squared plus 21x plus 20. So what you want to do, so the generic form for this type of quadratic equations is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In this case, your a is 1, your b is 21, and c is 20. The reason I'm writing this down, if your quadratic equation is not in this order, then you need to find c, so you need to find the number on its own without x. And you need to find two factors of that number that adds up to the middle number, or if it's not in the correct order, you need to find two factors of 20 that adds up to the coefficient of x. Okay, so let me think. 20 factors of 20, 5 and 4. 5 times 4 is 20, but 5 plus 4 is not 21. That doesn't work. Okay, how about 10 and 2? 10 plus 2 is not 21. Again, it doesn't work. How about 20 and 1? 20 times 1 is 20, so that works. That means I can write this down as x plus 21 and x plus 1. You always start with x. You have two sets of brackets, and each one has x. And then you decide if it's going to be plus 20 or minus 20, depending on the sign. So if this was negative 20, negative 1, you would have written negative 20. But this, you had 20 and 1, so the answer is x plus 20 times x plus 1, okay? All right, so now to solve this, you have to make each bracket equal to 0. So x plus 20 equals to 0, or x plus 1 equals to 0. So x equals to negative 20 or x equals to negative 1. So two answers, okay? Your final answers are negative 20 and negative 1. That's it. Okay, moving on to the second equation where we have negative numbers. Now, same thing, but you have negative 18. Think of two factors of negative 18 that adds up to negative 3. Apologies. So now, the first one I can think of is 6 and negative 3. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18, but 6 add negative 3 is not negative 3. It's positive 3. It doesn't work. So if I work with negative 6 and positive 3, that works because negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So x minus 6 and x plus 3 equals to 0 is the correct answer. Now I'm going to make each set of brackets equal to 0. So x equals to positive 6 or x equals to negative 3. Two answers. That's it. Now moving on to the next example. When you have something like this, you need to use this formula. A squared minus b squared equals to a minus b times a plus b. In this case, 49 is 7 squared. So we have x squared minus 7 squared. So if we just apply this formula, it's going to be x minus 7 times x plus 7. Now we need to solve it. This whole thing equals to 0. So to solve it, you make each set of brackets equal to 0. So x minus 7 equals to 0 or x plus 7 equals to 0. So that means x is either positive 7 or negative 7. So 2 answers. That's it. Okay. Now, what do we do when we have a coefficient in front of x squared? So remember when I said before that the generic formula for your quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, the first step in this type of situations, you have to times a by c. In this case, it's 2 and 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Now, you need 2 factors of 4 that adds up to the middle number 5. And it seems simple. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. I found them. Now, we are going to write 5x as 4x plus 1x, because 4x plus 1x gives us 5x. Okay? Now, I'm going to factorize this. So I'm going to start with this 2 and then this 2. So 2x squared plus 4x share 2x. And inside the brackets, I'll have x plus 2. And I also have 1x plus 2, and they don't share anything, so I can just write 1 outside the brackets and copy this. Okay? Now, I have 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1 times x plus 2. That's it, and I just have to solve this. So make each set of brackets equal to 0. And that will give us x equals to negative 1 over 2 or x equals to negative 2. And those are our final answers. And finally, I want to show you one more example where we have a negative coefficient for x. So let's start by multiplying 2 by 15. Now let's find 2 factors of 30 that adds up to negative 11. Okay, so if they need to add up to negative 11, then I need to think of factors where one of them is negative, or both of them are negative. What could it be? Okay, I know that 30 is equal to 5 times 6. So if I make both of this negative, then negative 5 plus negative 6 is negative 11. That works straight away. Okay, that's great. So I'm going to write negative 11x as negative 5x minus 6x. Okay, now I'm going to factorize this too. Oh, actually, I think it's better. You can do this either way, but I think it's better if I work with 2x squared and negative 6x and negative 5x plus 15. The reason is because I know they share 2x, and negative 5x and 15, they share 5. So I'm just going to change the order first so it's easier for you. You don't get confused. I'm just changing the order of 5x and 6x. And then I'm going to work with this 2 and this 2. Okay, so 2x. Inside the brackets, I'll have x minus 3, and then negative 5, negative 5x plus 15, they share 5, but I'm writing -5 because 5x is negative. And then inside the brackets, I'll have x minus 3. Now, here, it's easy to get confused. But pay attention. -5 times -3 gives us positive 15. That's why it's -3, okay? And then 2x minus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0. And then make each equal to 0 to solve. So it will be x equals to 2.5 or x equals to 3. And that is the final answer. That's it.